Have you ever wondered how the most successful people in the world reached that level of wealth and success? Contrary to popular belief, a lot of them were not born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They had to actually work hard to get to where they're at. Most people aren't willing to work that hard because they want things to be easy. We've been primed all of our lives to have things easy. Entertainment, distractions, vices, whatever you want, all readily available and very easy to acquire. Yet the things worth having in this life, like a strong family, leadership skills, wealth, a successful business, great health, and a strong bond with God, all these things don't come easy. So what is it? What's the secret that those successful people use to set themselves apart? Let's find out. What's up, fellas? This is Vidal with Alpha Dad Consulting, where we help millennial dads master family leadership and become entrepreneurs through online consulting. In today's video, we'll be focusing on mindset, and I'll be letting you in on a secret that a lot of people use, but not a lot of people talk about. But before we get into that, if you enjoy content surrounding family and business, please hit that like button, share this video, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into today's topic. So throughout my adult life, one thing I've always struggled with is my weight. When I was young, I had a pretty awesome metabolism. I could eat whatever I want and I would not gain weight at all. And believe me, I could eat. There was a time where my cousin and I would go to Jack in the Box and buy 4 Jumbo Jacks each with some large curly fries, and it would get devoured. Yeah, I know, 4 burgers. That's insane, right? But we just ate like pigs, and it's not like we worked out or were in top shape, yet we still wouldn't gain much weight. Most of the time, we were just watching movies or playing video games. That was our life. Not really any real responsibilities and no ambition to better our situation. But that all changed when I became an adult. I kept eating like crap and started seeing the evidence. I spent most of my 20s out of shape. Sprinkled in there were pockets of times where I would lose a lot of weight. I was eating less and better quality food, and I was working out almost every day. But then something would happen and I would slip back into my old habits. Let me know in the comments if you can relate to this. So going into my 30s, I was determined to figure out why the hell I keep repeating the same patterns. Why do I get really motivated and gather the willpower to lose weight? I do it, then after a while I slip back, unmotivated with no willpower to do anything. Why does it feel like my motivation runs out? Now, I'm using weight as my example, but truthfully, this happened in other areas of my life as well, especially when it came to starting this consulting business and this channel. I had this idea in my head for a while, and I would schedule time to work on it. I would do well for a few weeks, and then I would slip back into distractions like video games, movies, or shows that were the new hot thing to talk about at work. So there I was going down YouTube rabbit holes, watching some top 10 best fight scene videos, and a video gets recommended to me, a guy named Andrew Kirby, talking about something called a dopamine detox. I got curious, so I checked it out and found the missing ingredient in my formula. Saw another video pop up from a guy named Alex Becker, who I also follow, talking about the same thing, and I got even more clarity on this topic. I'll link these videos down below so you can check them out. So what I learned from this was that your brain is behind the wheel of every decision you make. Yeah, I know, obvious, right? But let me explain it a little further. Your brain thrives on 2 major primal things: survival and feeling good. The survival part is pretty straightforward. This is why people run away from danger. The brain wants to do everything in its power to live and preserve itself. This is where it gets interesting though. The brain also wants to feel good. And to do that, it needs to secrete a chemical called dopamine. When dopamine gets released into your brain, you tend to feel good. Everything is chill and life is easy. Sounds good so far, right? Well, the problem with this is that almost everything you do in life or are exposed to provide you with certain levels of dopamine hits. Let me give you some examples. When you post something on social media and someone likes it or comments something good on it, dopamine hit. When you smoke weed, drink alcohol, or partake in any other recreational drugs, dopamine hit. When you play video games, constant dopamine hits. Watch a movie or TV show that elicits an emotional response from you. When you watch porn, gamble, or have sex. When you buy something you really, really wanted, and after a few weeks, it's like, whatever, dopamine hit. When you work out and see progress. When you learn something new and actually apply it. When you see and hold your child for the first time. When your wife gives you that look that she wants you, dopamine hit. I'm sure by now you're starting to get the picture. Literally everything you experience causes a dopamine hit. Your brain loves this stuff because it makes it feel good, in turn making you feel good. The problem is because your brain loves this stuff so much, it wants to get it through the path of least resistance, meaning it doesn't want to struggle to feel good. It wants to feel good right now. And I'm sure we can agree that the list we just went through has some good things and bad things on it. Now, we can argue over what those are all we want, but the truth is a lot of the things that give your brain the fastest release of dopamine are not ultimately good for you. This is why drug addictions occur. People that smoke and drink heavily, they want that hit as quickly as possible. Same with those that are into harder drugs. I love a good video game as much as the next guy, but when you spend hours upon hours playing, doing the same thing over and over again, your brain is just going for those constant dopamine hits. It's a lot easier to feel good playing Call of Duty for an hour than it is to work out for an hour. Both will offer you a dopamine hit, but one will be instant and the other will be delayed. This is what sets those that are successful apart from those that are not. Delayed gratification. Are you strong enough to tell your brain that it needs to hold off on that dopamine fix? You see, we're all used to instant gratification, but unfortunately, life doesn't really work this way. Technology and social media certainly makes you think that it does. So what's the secret, G? The secret is to learn how to control your dopamine hits. Train your brain to enjoy delayed gratification versus instant gratification. So how do you do this? Well, you got to start taking things that make for bad habits and give you instant hits off the table and replace them with good habits that benefit you but have a delayed hit. For example, do a social media detox for a while. Delete the apps if you have to. Disconnect your gaming console and put it in a closet for a bit. In that time you would have spent gaming or on social media, use it for something else that's of benefit to you. Read a book, learn something new, work out, do something productive, and make it part of your everyday. Your brain will slowly start shifting to being okay with a delayed hit. Eliminate distractions and focus on what's important in your life. If it's a stronger marriage, playing a video game after she goes to sleep ain't gonna help. If it's a stronger bond with your kids, then ignoring them by being on your phone while they're in the room is not gonna help. If you're trying to beat an addiction, drug or otherwise, then don't put yourself in an environment where that addiction is easily accessible. If you want to build a business, understand that it takes time and it happens one brick at a time. Every time you lay one of those bricks down, let the brain soak in that dopamine hit. I know this is easier said than done, but everything worth doing in this life is easier said than done. But let me tell you something, man. It'll be worth it. So go make it happen. So that's going to wrap up our video for this week. I hope you've enjoyed. Please leave a like and let me know down in the comments what are some things in your life that you want a dopamine detox from. All right, my fellow Alpha Dad, this is Vidal. I'm out. I'll catch you on the next one.